YouTube, welcome back to another episode of Make It Make Sense. I am your host, Bottles and Beers. Today we're going to be talking about 7 of the best fragrances that you can wear any weather, any season, anytime. Keep it locked. Let's get straight to it. Pow. All right, to kick things off, we're going to start this one with one of the fragrances that I absolutely love from the house of Initio. We have Musk Therapy. So with this one, this is just basically a fresh, musky fragrance. You get you some citrus in here, some sandalwood to create this creaminess accord, but mostly it's just a very musky, fresh, citrus style of a fragrance. This is top-notch perfumery. One of the ones I love to wear regardless of the weather. It could be freezing cold. It can be right down the middle. It could be scorching hot. This one definitely works. It works in all occasions and definitely a compliment magnet. The way that the citrus mix with this musk in this one, I don't want to say that it's bright, but it's very fresh, very uplifting. Again, it gives me that feeling that when you're looking into the clouds from like an airplane or anything, it has this fluffiness to it. And basically one of the best fragrances you could wear. I definitely love it for the summertime because it do create this, it has a dryness to it also. In case like if you're sweating or anything like that, this one definitely does the job. But like I say, this works in all seasons, all weather. Again, from the house of Initio, Musk Therapy. All right, next up, one that's fairly new to my collection, but I am enjoying this one very much from the house of Serge Lutens. We have Shergi. So Shergi basically to me is I would say a ambery honey tobacco fragrance. This one slightly sweet, musky, a little smoky, has this hay accord that's one of the notes that tend to stand out to most people. But for me, it's really that amber that I get with this and that woody factor. The sandalwood for the creaminess, kind of, I don't want to say buttery, but you could probably go there, but it has more of a creamy yet woody feel to it. That's the type of vibe you get. This is a gorgeous scent, guys. Even though, like, if you look at the color of this juice, this is a darker fragrance, but one thing with Serge Lutens, somehow they manage to give you these dark or most of the time heavy notes, but they do it in such a way that you can wear it any season, any weather. Now, I'm not saying in 105 degrees that this will go to, but in all honesty, when you get to like 85, 90 degrees, this still tends to shine without giving you that cloying type of feel. I haven't came across a temperature since I bought this bottle. I say I had this maybe 6 or 7 months. Whether it's raining or anything like that, this seems to be a fragrance I can always go to and always worth my while. Definitely. Again, the honey, the tobacco gives it that natural sweetness, the amber, very ambery, very musky, woody in the background. This is just an all-around great fragrance. Some call it legendary. I can see why. I haven't worn it enough to say that, but I am leaning towards this is definitely one of the top fragrances in my collection. With that being said, one for all year round, any weather, any season, any occasion, any time of the day, any night, whatever's going on, this is one you can go to. From the house of Serge Lutens, we have Shergi. All right, coming up next, one of my favorite fragrances of all time. Why? Because I'm biased. When it comes to vanilla, more than likely, I'm going to put you at the top of the food chain if their vanilla is prominent enough in the fragrance. So what we're going to next, definitely a vanilla bomb from the house of YSL or Yves Saint Laurent. We have Baby Cat. Now with Baby Cat, I could care less on if people consider this legendary or not. This is definitely legendary in my book. As of right now, I will say that this is my favorite vanilla fragrance. But in all honesty, this just might be my favorite in my collection. It's definitely in the top 3, no questions asked. Just not sure if I want to say that it's my favorite. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but enough of that. With this one, you get a blast of bourbon vanilla with this one. You get some LME, some suede. That suede in this one gives it a different type of vibe or a different type of feel from a lot or from most vanilla fragrances. You get a lot of spice in this one also. What I like about this one, as much as that vanilla is prominent, again, somehow this is one that I can wear this in the summer, spring, fall, or winter. Now, again, in the dead of heat, it probably wouldn't be your best pick, but for me, I'm not going to kid you. I'm going to wear this whenever I feel like, any given time, any moment. Why? Because it's just that damn good in my book. And it's not too heavy. Again, you get some suede in this one. You get some cedar wood, the bourbon vanilla. It's almost gourmandish, but it's not quite gourmandish. Why? It has like a smoky kind of vibe to it. And once you start adding like smokiness to things in my book, it kind of take away from being, gourmand. When I think of gourmand, I think edible. But this one, it has a smoky vibe to it. So I wouldn't necessarily say 100% gourmand, but if you do tend to put this in a gourmand factor, I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't argue that. But in my book, it's just a perfect fragrance to me. Again, from the house of Yves Saint Laurent or YSL, we have Baby Cat. All right, next up, we're going to go to one of my favorite houses in the market, and that will be from the house of Guerlain, and we will be going with Musk Noble. So Musk Noble, this is a predominantly rose and musk fragrance. The musk in this one, it's there, but the rose to me is more prominent than anything. It's like a gorgeous red rose. This might seem to be a little feminine to most, but anytime I've worn it, have I received compliments and people ask what it is I'm wearing? Yes, from men and women. The thing about this one, it has a leathery, woody component to it also. In the description, or when it describes the accords of this, you will see that it says animalic in there also. That part I'm not really getting. Now, maybe it's because of that leathery accord. People tend to just say animalic because the leather accord is in there. I'm not getting animalic at all with this. What I get is a fresh, aldehydic, musky red rose. This is absolutely gorgeous in my book. It's fresh enough to where you can wear it, again, any weather, any season. The dress code with this one is kind of neutral also. This is one, in all honesty, this one to me is worn for the compliment factor. Why? Because that's what's going to happen. It's very vibrant. It's going to stand out, but not in a negative way. The fact of the matter is, a floral, musky rose done the way this is done is just going to compliments. It's just going to happen. This is a gorgeous, beautiful scent, and it works well in every single season or temperature that you could think of. And it is unisex. This is for men and women. Men, trust me, do not be scared of a rose fragrance like this. This is one that we definitely can pull off. Again, from the house of Guerlain, we have Musk Noble. All right, Coming up next is a fragrance that I'm sure a lot of you that are in the community know has to make a list like this one. From the house of Xerjoff, we have 40 Knots. Now, this is one that I still cannot determine if I want to call this an aquatic fragrance, a blue fragrance, a green fragrance. This like a blue-green aquatic, if that makes sense. This has like a salty, minerally, yet oceanic vibe to it. And when I say oceanic, I'm not saying that clean blue ocean vibe. No, this is like nighttime dark water. Not dark in a dense or whatever, but just picture ocean at night, like midnight ocean. That's the vibe that I get with this one. There is a sweetness to this one, but it's also a salty. There's also a salty nature to it. Slightly green, but the vibe of this one gives that late night boat ride kind of vibe. But it also works for any occasion. I recently wore this. Actually, this was my scent of the day yesterday. But this is a gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance. This one, again, works in any season, any weather. All fragrances that's not freshies, you probably want to fall back. Or, well, I wouldn't say fall back, but go lighter on the sprays if it's 100 degrees. Okay, that's something that we all should probably already know. But can you wear this in high heat? Yes. Spring, fall, winter, summer, nighttime, daytime, but very well for nighttime. Any season, any temperature, 40 knots tends to work great. It does stand out. It projects very well. The longevity and performance of 40 knots is top tier. I don't want to say it's beast mode, but it does get the job done. It projects very well. It lasts a very long time, so there's no complaints with that one whatsoever. One that I think you all should try out. From the house of Xerjoff, we have 40 Knots. All right, coming up next from the house of Milano Fragrance, we have Panettone. Panettone. Do I call this a gourmand fragrance or not? I'm gonna have to say yes. Why? Because this seems edible. Now, with that being said, it's not that it's gourmand because it's sweet, not gourmand because it's chocolatey. This is like a breaded snack. This is a sweet, spicy, vanilla-led fragrance. It has a rum accord to it also, and it has this earthiness about it, but it's meant to resemble that bread snack that's actually named Panettone. I've never had it, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you if it does or doesn't execute that well or not. I'm not sure. Now, I can say that this fragrance made me curious to where if I do run across some, I am going to try it. Why? Because this is edible to me. Don't mean it to be edible to everyone. Again, that rum accord might throw some people off. This isn't an easy to wear fragrance, but I've never had any complaints, and actually I've had many compliments with this one. Now, as far as the topic, this, even though it's a breaded snack vibe to it with some rum accords in it, it has some herbal accords and very spicy, yes, but it still tends to work in any weather. It's dry enough for the summertime to where that cloying feeling won't happen. And as far as spring, fall, winter, that's a walk in the park. Only the summertime is where you might be worried about this, but again, it's not so heavy to where that will cause a problem. I haven't seen anyone talk about this fragrance except for the perfume guy, Sebastian, and other than that, this been in my collection. Actually, I didn't buy this year. I believe this was last year. Anywho, this is one that I definitely think you guys should get your nose on, or not. I will not be mad if you don't. Trust me. But again, as far as any season, any temperature, any kind of weather, Pantone from the house of Milano Fragrance is definitely one that you should have on your radar. All right, coming up last but not least, from the house of Boadicea the Victorious, we have Azrak. Azrak is by far the bluest rose fragrance that I've ever encountered. Just the fact that you can mix rose and blue style fragrance, that in itself should be interesting. It's two things that don't really go together in my book. Most rose fragrances, you have your rose ouds, you have your there's many different styles of rose, but I never really equated rose fragrance with being in the same vein as a blue fragrance. But Azrak managed to pull that off. I just keep looking at that bottle. This bottle is gorgeous, and it actually gives the vibe of what this fragrance actually does. This one, citrus is off top. You definitely get the citruses. You get some cinnamon. You get many different notes in this one. Oud is also listed in this. I don't necessarily detect any oud, but that doesn't mean that it's not there. Maybe it's used for a base of something or to bond things together. That I wouldn't know. But I get a lot of citrus, a lot of different florals. I do get some spices in this one and a bunch of different woody notes. The thing that I like about this one is that crisp feeling that it has, especially for a blue rose. Again, that's just so different to me. But I didn't look up who's the perfumer of this, but whoever it is, they did an outstanding job with this. This rose hits different than any of the other roses that I have in my collection. And I don't have a ton, but I do have a decent amount of rose fragrances. The crispy, spicy blue nature of this fragrance gives it a chance to shine. It gives it more of a, I can wear this rose fragrance anywhere, anytime, any season, any weather, also for any occasion. Most rose fragrances, at certain occasions you would want to wear those. By this having a blue nature to it, it kind of strips that, it strips that certain occasion mode completely away and make it more of a versatile scent. Guys, this is a gorgeous fragrance. This is also newer to my collection, and this was a blind buy that I am very happy that I did do. This works perfectly. Again, anytime, any season, any weather, daytime, nighttime. Boadicea the Victorious, Azrak gets the job done. All right, that's gonna wrap things up for this video. If you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. If you've experienced any of these fragrances, let me know what you think about them. Also, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. That way you will know when new videos are being uploaded. With that being said, everyone have a good day. Take it easy, and I'm out. Pow!